Hi, everyone. This is Andrew Smith. I'm a mental health facilitator, stress buster, coach, and cognitive behavior therapist. Also written my first book called Fear Less, Live More. Today, talking to you about 5 ways to help imposter syndrome in the workplace. So, am I a fraud? I've earned 2 degrees and a master's. With 20 years being a professional, I've also been a successful stress coach for about 12 years. But on some days, some certain days, I think it's only a matter of time when everyone finds out that I've absolutely no clue what I'm doing. And soon enough, I'll be called out as a fraud. Does that sound familiar? It is called imposter syndrome. And according to a major study, 70% of us suffer from it. So do you think 7 out of 10 people are fakers and frauds? Of course not. That's not possible. That means that some of us are wrong. In fact, we are qualified, competent, skilled, talented, and amazing. So why can't we think of ourselves in that manner? I don't have all the answers. Have you guys seen the Batman movies? In the ones that Christian Bale is as such as The Dark Knight? If not, you should give it a watch. Now, it was directed by a guy called Christopher Nolan. In an interview, he said something I think you guys should hear. Keep in mind, he is an award-winning director and has numerous movies that has received global acclaim. Yet, in that he said, in every movie he directs, he feels that he's waiting for somebody to come on set and tell him he shouldn't be there. He's not good at directing and he needs to leave right now. Also, Robert Pattinson from the Twilight movies, he has been heard saying, I'm literally waiting for people to tell me I haven't got talent and shouldn't be an actor. There are so many examples in the world of celebrity that people struggle with imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is where you feel you're winging it. I don't claim to have all the answers, but I have figured out a few ways when imposter syndrome rears its ugly head, what you can do. These are my 5 best tips. Now, when you imposter syndrome and you feel that you're winging it, like you feel rumbled and you feel out of your depth, you are pretending to know, to be more than you currently are. You don't feel worthy of being there. It is important to know that many people feel that they're not worthy. Imposter syndrome is rife in today's world. The problem could be you're the best person in the world, but you still don't feel worthy. Self-doubt, lower confidence are part and parcel of stepping in the unknown. But if you do that and go after your dreams, imagine how you feel. But that self-doubt makes you feel stuck permanently. The reason that people feel like they are struggling with imposter syndrome is they're their own worst critics. We often compare ourselves to others. We judge ourselves. We analyze our faults and weaknesses. And we think of ourselves as not good enough. So here are my 5 tips. You give it a name. Completely eliminating imposter syndrome is not realistic for most of us. But, finding a solution is the best way to manage it. I love Elizabeth Gilbert's approach in which she shares the big magic. She gives that inner critic a name and talks to her as if she's a completely separate person. Rather than scold that voice, she treats that voice as a friend who's trying to protect her. Next time you get that icky, fraudy feeling, try and say something like, thanks, babe, for trying to help me avoid disappointment, hurt, embarrassment. I don't need protection, team. I got this. create a mantra. You know, when the days that you feel that you are struggling with imposter syndrome, try and say, I'm not afraid, or I'm open to new adventures, or failure is not fatal. You know, celebrate your awesomeness. Repeat that loud. You know, critical voice that you have in your head till that nasty voice in your head shuts up. The third is celebrate yourself. Some of us are a bit egocentric and try to keep a running list of achievements in our head. But this can be a powerful tool when that self-doubt comes and knocks at your door, puts you in a chokehold. Every time you do something well and you receive a compliment, write it down and then go back on the days that you don't feel great and read those highlights to yourself, you know, so that you're not questioning your abilities. And you'll realize that you can do whatever you want that's scaring you. Ask for support. You know, whenever you have those 4D feelings, talking to a professional, talking to a friend or a family member, it would really help you pick yourself up. Be okay with not being good enough. I too have struggled with this many times in my life. And I'm okay with failing at certain things because I feel it has taught me to stand up and to learn to do that thing that I want to do better. So when we get caught up in being too perfect, no one or anybody is flawless. So when you measure yourself to the successes you've had, you'll realize that you've been successful more than you failed. And that impossible expectation will make you end up feeling low and feeling like a fraud. So instead, just be okay with failing a few times. You may realize that if you're okay with being good enough, you start admitting to yourself that perfection is not always possible, and recognizing that when you have those unrealistic expectations, you can reframe your thoughts and language from perfection to acceptable. And the last thing I want to end is when failure and doubt come knocking at your door, I repeat to myself, I am capable. I deserve success. I know more than I think I do. It is a long process to practice this. That's a joke, of course. But seriously, it will take a lifetime to change that fixation on perfection. You can accept setbacks, you can work on it, you can make a shift to being not good enough. And this can be completely life-changing for you and life-saving. So thank you for watching me today. And please book a discovery session with me. So if you care about your staff, well-being, performance, you will find that the returns will be great. Thank you and bye for now.